episode 40 of the Red Sea podcast. And as you all can see, this is a little bit different. Um, Given how scheduling doesn't work out sometimes, this episode is pre recorded, something I don't usually tend to do because, as you all know, this show is mainly based on interaction with you all. But this show is pre-recorded, so I can go live later tonight on the day this is posted, so I can finally get back to a normal scheduling and do the post game against PAOK on the same day, if all goes well, that is. Of course, today we'll be touching on the incredible derby victory that we did see against Panathinaikos in the Euroleague, which sent our record into 5 wins and 3 losses, tied Panas record, of course. Um, I think the best way to start a show like this off is by saying, what a game. What a game did we see, especially that third quarter was absolutely incredible. I think, if anything, could prove that the two best teams in Europe right now played at arguably the top tempo that they are able to play against each other. It was that, and again, especially that third quarter back and forth with Fournier dropping a three, then none responding, then Fournier dropping a three again, then Juanso responding. It was what basketball is meant to be, and it was the basketball that we do want to see, even though our hearts and mine included didn't really take the anxiety very well. Um, where to even start? I think I'll start with the Greek final comments, and I think the concept of a Greek final is something that every neutral fan would want, because seeing a final between the two top teams would be something that, of course, every neutral would want. But for whoever is asking for Greek final from our side, from the Olympiacos side or the Panathinaikos side, you are lying to yourself. There is no way anyone would last and not have a goddamn panic attack watching that final. But yeah, performance is performance. I think I have to start with him, don't I? I thought it would be clear that the MVP of this game would be Nikola Milutinov. Nikola Milutinov, who recorded a 12, 8, and 1 in 20 minutes. And Nikola Milutinov, who comes back once again and proves that when he's healthy, when he's okay, and especially when he's on form, he sees no one. One of the most dominant performances we've seen from a big in a while, honestly. And I think Nicola, if he hadn't just all his doubters, especially from our side, up to now, if he hadn't proved them wrong up to now, is what I meant to say, I think he has now. He sees no Lesor, he sees no uh, no Osman, he sees no Yurt7. Nicola, when he's fit, when he's 100%, is the most dominant big in Greece, at least in my opinion. I've defended Nicola multiple times, and I will keep defending Nicola as much as I can, even though he's defending himself just fine. Um, Most 3 points in the game. easily, and Nicolas rebounds did keep us in the game up until a point. We did lead the. We were leading the game for I think around 37 minutes. I'm pretty sure Pana took their first lead around the 3 minute mark to the end, if I'm not that mistaken. Coach B did mention it in his post-game interview. If you want the exact time, go check out that if you haven't already. Uh, and Nicholas rebounds, and in general, finally, we had a game where the rebounds were grabbed with minimal exception, and the defense worked perfectly because, as many people have said, and as I have said as well, the main part that shows when this team works is the defense. That has been the main part of this team for the past 3 years. That's the main part of this team this year as well. I see his name and I just can't help but talk about it next. Evan Fournier. Of course, I mentioned the incredible third quarter he had. 22, 1 and 4 in 28 minutes, showing signs of Spanulis celebrating absolutely every single shot, making some of the most vital threes in a game that I've seen in a while, um, keeping us in it in his own way, and just showing why he's here. Of course, if you're gonna recall to his uh, press conference when he first came here in the summer, he said that his goal isn't to be the MVP. His goal is to stay here, to retire here, and to win as many trophies as possible. Evan is someone that will lead this team. Evan is someone that has incredible basketball IQ and experience, but the most important thing that Evan Fournier has is the love for basketball, the passion for basketball. He is already bleeding for this shirt. He's already bleeding for this badge. He's giving it his all, and he will just continue, and continue to get better because Evan has even more to give. And I don't think any of us can fully comprehend the more that Evan has to give. A star. I think that's the minimum that you can say for Fournier. And the new father of Panathinaikos, the new nightmare of Panathinaikos, as um, was said in a comment of my post, and which I will probably keep and mention in every derby. Uh, and yeah, I don't think there is any proper words to describe how incredible Evan Fournier is and how much he's improving in such a rapid pace. God help he stays healthy, of course. And of course, moving on to arguably the silent killer of this team, Sasha Vezenkov. Sasha Vezenkov, who I've kept saying and I will keep saying without drawing any attention on him, without making any camera drawing shot, will drop 20. And he has once again dropped 23 and one in 36 minutes. No, in 28 minutes, I'm sorry. Uh, I don't think anyone doubted Sasha. I've somehow seen people that have said Sasha needs to do better. And I don't know how someone can come out and say that Sasha needs to do better when he's been our most consistent performer ever since he came back. I said this, I don't remember in which show I said it, but I said that Sasha somehow came back improved than when he left, even though he played minimal basketball overseas. Uh, he's not gonna stop. He's not gonna stop for anyone or anything. MVP performances is the least there is to be said about Sasha. The Euroleague fantasy dream, of course. Uh, and along with Evan, the two stars of the team and the two people that I think no matter what's going on will put games on their shoulders and even on bad nights will keep dropping amazing performances. Uh, and now we move on to the two X factors, the two unsung heroes of um, the derby for me. Arguably the three unsung heroes of the derby for me. But first, of course, I will take them as I have them in order here. A player that's listened to so much hate, a player that's listened to so much abuse just because he is who he is, a player that is very sadly injury prone, which brings the most hate his way, a player that is, as we've mentioned in football many times, the scapegoat of Olympiacos, sometimes very undeservingly so, and a player that is one of the main reasons we did pick up the win we did. That, of course, is Nigel William Goss. Clinical both in offense and especially in defense, putting up 13, 2 and 2 in 16, getting deserving minutes. And as always, especially against Panathinaikos, he loves a good performance. Against Panathinaikos, grabbing his chance by the horns and just doing incredibly well. He's more clinical than we think, and at least for me, because of course I'm not gonna just sit here and say that I'm innocent of the criticism I am throwing, because I am taking blame. I'm always trying to take blame and not just throw stuff out. Um, the main reason I've been critical towards Williams goes is because of sadly something that's not his fault, which is how injury prone he is. But I don't get the people that criticize him as a player because he's injury prone. Because goes at least with the majority of his performances for me. And people may disagree. Feel free to disagree. Feel free to tell me why you disagree. But for me, when Goes plays, he gives it his all and he gives all he can to the team. And especially in derbies with Panathinaikos, I can't name a derby at least recently where he's underperformed. He's either performing as expected or overperforming. And I don't think he deserves half the hate and criticism he gets. And we move on to the second X Factor, a player that I've been preaching for, the player that is very slowly building his way to a starting guard spot, a player whose court vision I will forever applaud, I think. A player whose passes, whose flare passes always will absolutely amaze me. A player that every big and every shooter loves to have on his team. And that, of course, is Luca Vildoza. Luca Vildoza would put up 8, 3, and 3 in 20. Another player that's just improving, not even by the game, but by the minute. a player that came in from Panathinaikos and a player that many people were very, very hesitant to welcome in the team. Not necessarily because he's played for Panathinaikos, but because he didn't really have anything important in minutes, in a role, nor in influence in Panathinaikos. But I will go back to what I said when he first came in, that not everyone fits everywhere. Um, Vildoza for us has been immense. Vildoza is slowly building his confidence back up. Vildoza is a team player. Vildoza is the definition of a team player. Vildoza is hardworking and it shows with the minutes Coach Bay is slowly giving him more and more. And Vildoza is a player that for me will be here for many years, taking whichever role is given to him and giving his all in the team. I can easily see Vildoza taking a McKissick role down the line, and just every time he plays, he works hard in training, he works hard for himself and on himself, and he grabbed every single chance he could without a single complaint. I can really see that, and I do want Vildoza in this team for many, many seasons to come. Speaking of Shaq, this man is genuinely having the best season of his career. Uh, at the age of, I'm pretty sure Shaq is 34, if I'm not that mistaken. Let me actually check. Shaq worked so hard, not only on his body, but with the team once again. Shaq is getting over problems that he had uh, these past years, and Shaq is a warrior. Shaq is 34, I'm correct. Shaq is an absolute warrior. Shaq is a soldier that you'd want to have with you in any war, any battle. Shaq has bled red and white for the past 5 seasons. Shaq deserves a lot more praise than he gets, and finally, better late than never, as the phrase says, people are giving him that respect, people are giving him that praise. Shaq loves this club, Shaq loves the coach, Shaq loves the fans, and as I said with Evan Fournier as well, Shaq loves playing basketball, proving that age is simply just a number in sports, and proving critical in a lot of games this season. And I'm sure he will continue, of course. God help he stays healthy as well. I'm sure Shaq will continue to keep proving vital in games moving forward. And the last performance, the last solo performance I really want to focus on before moving on to the standings is the man that's got a lot of stick the end of last season and the start of this one. And a man that just proved how you can dominate a basketball game without scoring a single point. And that, of course, is Thomas Walkup. Thomas Walkup, who in 24 minutes managed to put up 3 rebounds defensive, 11 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. I don't think I've seen such a unique but amazing, amazing stat line in a long, long time. And I'm not gonna just say that I've been watching basketball for years on end. I've been watching and playing, of course, basketball for around about um, a decade, 12 years, ever since I was very young. And I don't think I've seen such a unique stat line that helps the team so much. Thomas is a player that I admire a lot because no matter what he hears, no matter what fans say, no matter the bad games, no matter a bad run of form, he will always work his way back and he will always focus on what he does best and he will do it even more perfect than before. Thomas is another soldier of this team, and no matter what every uh, couch coach, as I like to call them, says, he'll just be here helping for as long as he can. Uh, and the last thing I want to focus on that's not a performance before heading into the standings and looking forward to another double week, if I'm not that mistaken, is the difference of mentality comparing to around about 10 days ago, inside, to now. Having that deep in form, looking forward to a very tough schedule, uh, and just saying, how are we gonna do this? Are we really gonna go 0-3? Bardokas this, Fournier that, just destructive criticism, this and that. And Balzokas just proving why he won Coach of the Year twice or three times. I can't really recall for sure right now. And the team proving why they will do a lot of things uh, this year and way better than any of us think. The team proving that they are a family and the team proving that they can truly overcome uh, any deep in form and will work to find their flaws and will work to find not only what's going wrong, but how they can fix it as fast as possible too. And just with a snap, going 3 for 3 in arguably our toughest run games this season. The difference in mentality, of course, there is people that did look at the schedule, they see the bad run of form and stuck by the team, stuck by and supported the team. But there is people who said this and that, Fournier this, woke up that, but Jokas can coach, blah blah blah, and now just fully flipped, and they are saying the best of words. I hate hypocrisy. I really do. That's why I take every chance I can get to admit my mistakes, especially in criticism, because again, never gonna pass off as a professional or absolutely anything. I'm just a fan having my phone in front of me, building a platform very slowly. Uh, but I hate hypocrisy. I really, really do. That's why, for example, I've openly said that uh, I was doubtful, for example, for the Dorsey transfer this year, uh, and I've been proven wrong. I hate how just fans fully flip flop, no matter. Uh, that's not just Olympiacos fans, that's Greek fans in general. No matter if the team wins or loses, has a deep in form or has a high in form, some people treat it like the team isn't human and it will just be perfect and on the up constantly. When players specifically, coach, or everything. And I hate that mentality. I hate how we can just stick by the team through the bad as well. And I just hope, of course, I hope that the team keeps on winning and winning because I know this team can just go on incredible runs, and I do feel like the as well game that's coming up. It's no meant disrespect too as well. I feel like that game will do us very good in confidence, and I feel like the game will be relatively comfortable. Uh, but for example, the game against Maccabi away, which if I'm not completely mistaken, does follow the Asvel game, that game is always tricky. And the way games like that are always tricky, not specifically the Maccabi game, we need to be behind the team always. The team currently stands fifth, 5-3. With the teams in front being Barcelona, Fenerbahce, Zalgiris, who we've already beat, and Bayern, all with 6-2. With a good run of form, the team very soon may even be first or second. We need to support this team no matter what, because this team will reward us like it always has. It's too early to speak about playoffs and stuff. In my opinion, in every sport, we should take it game by game, no matter the organization. That's why we now should focus on the as well game and make it as comfortable as possible and just build the momentum off of this incredible run. Uh, by the way, random thing that I did want to mention to you all, I was so wrong about Paris. What a team. What a team to pay close attention to. But yeah, that's about it for me. I hope you've enjoyed this quick half an hour uh, just analysis and final thoughts of one of the best basketball games we've seen in a while. And I'll see you all, if you're watching it the day of. If all goes to plan, I'll see you all later tonight. Like and subscribe if you're still here and you like what you see. This, as well, of course, will go on Spotify very soon. Uh, all the social links are down in the description, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, if you want to help me improve the quality of this show, do go check out the Patreon. I will be announcing rewards. I am in constant discussion with opinions for rewards very soon. Thank you all so much for all the support. I'm so grateful and will continue to be.